Hi.
This is Maury.
Murray, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. What do we got here?
Got a car.
We sure do, don't we?
Yes.
That's a Taurus?
Yep.
Taurus show.
Flagship.
SHO.
We don't call it SHO anymore. We call it the show for some reason. We were told not to use SHO. I don't know. Yes, yeah.
Because it's, what is it? It does stand for super high
Super
output.
high output, yeah.
Now, why Nantucket? Why did you bring the car here?
I think it was just a exciting place to come and a place that people would hopefully notice the car, and I think so far it's worked.
Now, tell me, the car isn't in production yet, or is it?
It's not quite in production yet. This is what we'd call a pre-production car, but it's actually been built at the plant, and it's just we go through a process of building a few cars first to see how the quality is, and then once we know the quality is right, we actually put them in the market and sell them in the dealers.
And when do we expect to see this one?
I think within a couple of months you'll start to see these cars in dealers.
Can you show me it, or is Mike going to do it?
No, I'll do it. Yes, sure, no problem. Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Well, this is obviously this is the new Taurus, and this is the show version. But the Taurus has obviously changed since the last Taurus, and I think you'll notice first of all the proportions of the car have changed. The roof's got lower, the glass, the DLO has got shallower. It makes the car look a lot longer and sort of more dynamic. There's a few more visual sort of break-up lines along the side of the car, which gives the car sort of direction and gives it stance as well. On this car we offer 20-inch wheels, which is always a great thing from a design viewpoint. On the front of the car we have a new version of what we call a 3-bar grille with a little bit more visual interest to it. The rear of the car was actually inspired by a Ford concept car from a couple of years ago called the Interceptor, so we picked up some of the graphics of that. But what we like about the car is we think the car has a really strong signature, sort of from a 360 degrees sort of viewpoint. You have a real strong sort of signature to the car. And obviously there's a lot of new features we're offering in this car as well, such as the car is optional. There is you can get basically 3 radars in the car. You can get 1 on the front and 2 on the back. The one on the front allows you to have what we call adaptive cruise control, which is you can set your cruise control as normal, but if there's traffic in front of you, it will brake the car for you, and when the traffic clears, it will accelerate back to the speed again.
Oh my gosh! Is that new?
It's new for this segment. There's been luxury cars that offered up to this point, but not really in this segment. And that front radar also allows you. It also gives you another safety feature, which is a brake is a heads-up display where if you're not in cruise control and you're going too fast and you get too close to a car in front, there'll actually be a noise and a light in front of you to warn you to put the brakes on. And at the same time, it actually pre-charges the brakes, so when you touch the brakes, they will really function. So that's a couple of the things from the front radar. The rear radars give you blind spot warning, so if there's a car in your blind spot, there'll be a light in the mirror to tell you it's not a good time to overtake. It also offers what we call cross traffic alert. If you're backing out of a spot, it'll tell you if there's cars coming either way. So if you can't see what's coming as you're backing out of the spot, so that helps that. A couple of other features is we also offer what we call multi-contour seats, and that is basically a massage system for both the seat and the back. And what that does is it really sort of helps your circulation sort of keep going on a long trip. It's not the typical massage. It's a sort of slow sort of system that actually keeps some circulation going, and it's proven to be really successful in long trips. Another thing which I'm probably glad they didn't have when I was growing up is what we call My Key, which is you can actually program if you can give your teenage son, for example, the key to the car, you could actually already have preset that key so that the car doesn't go over a certain speed. The stereo system doesn't go over a certain volume, and things like if the seat belt's not being used, you can't use the stereo system, for example. So there's all these little bit of sort of looking after your own in a way. So that's another feature which I think is standard on this car, actually, the My Key system. What else? Obviously we have the latest version of Sync, the voice activated system that we have developed with Microsoft. The new Sync system offers...
Which, for people who don't know, what does that mean?
Well, it's a voice activated system, which the first version was really you could plug your iPod in and your music player, ask it to play a specific song, and it will find that song for you. Telephone, it will phone. It will look through your address book of your telephone, and you say phone dad, phone home or something. It will phone home without taking your hands off the wheel. So, and we've moved that on now to added a couple of other features. Now you can actually have, if you don't get the navigation system, you can actually ask it to find a destination, and it will download turn-by-turn instructions for you. So that's and it will instruct you when to turn and where to turn. It also has now what we call 911 assist. So if you get into an accident, it will obviously call 911. It will actually unlock the doors of the car. It will set the horn off. So it sort of gives you sort of good, if anything unfortunate happens, it helps you out there.
Now it's a performance vehicle.
The show is certainly a performance vehicle. Yes.
What makes it a performance?
Well, it's actually using another new technology we have, which we call EcoBoost, which is a direct injection turbocharged engine. So it's a 6-cylinder, but it actually gives you the power of a V8, but at the fuel economy of a V6. So it's using the turbochargers. It allows you to get the power, but because it's a 6-cylinder, you get the good fuel economy. And this car is actually 365 horsepower, which is pretty impressive for a V6.
I had an SHO in the 90s.
Yeah, it wasn't 365. Yeah, it wasn't 365.
I think it was 240 or 220 or something like that. Wow, it's just absolutely beautiful.
No, we're very happy with it.
So this week, you were here for a week. You're about to leave.
Well, we weren't all here for a week.
No, but I mean the cars were here.
Yes, yeah.
And what was the purpose? Did you have like magazines and people
we
like me showing up?
We actually invited some what we call lifestyle magazines to come and drive the car and just.
Did they do reviews?
I actually got a different perspective, because we usually go to the traditional auto journalists, but this was actually using some other people, and really to just give them a bit of more feedback of where Ford is at the moment and what Ford's doing. So
very cool.
Yeah.
So we can. Do we know how much this is going to be?
Yeah, I believe the show starts at 37.
37.99.
And the Taurus starts at 25.7, I believe.
25.
Which is actually the same price as the outgoing Taurus. So we've matched the price of the outgoing car, and you get a lot more for it in this car.
So the timing of a car like this, with the troubles in the auto industry. Was this expected? Is this?
No, I mean obviously we've been planning this car for the past 3 years, but to be honest, any product is good at any time, I think, and I think it shows that Ford is still building good product, and we're not slowing down, and we'll continue to produce product over the next 2 or 3 years.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, no problem.